conservatives are always talking about how we want to keep those transgenders out of our bathrooms. Well, as this one Georgia school here, and these students did point out, the first problem is making sure the bathrooms are still standing. So there was a few journalism students at this high school, and they created this video talking about and exhibiting all the things that are going on in their school, how it's crumbling. Watch this.
When it rains real hard, we have another plumbing problem. Human waste tends to flow up from up it and flood this area right here, which is known as our senior picnic area.
There is no ceiling fan here. There's water leaking from the ceiling into this trash can. That has been there for many, many months at least. These stalls right here, the only one with a lock is this one. And then if you go above the stall with a not working door, we have the ceiling that is peeling. It has mold from the water leakage.
Already over here in the men's bathroom in our gym lobby. As you can see right here, one of the most impactful issues here is that there's no stall door on the stall, which makes it completely unusable. This one hard to use as well. There's no lock on the door here.
So as we can see here, this one is falling off. It is being held in by one screw that is right there.
Horrific conditions within those bathrooms and gym locker rooms at that particular school. The one thing I will say is when I was in elementary and middle school, our stalls didn't have any doors at all. They just didn't care. Anyways, that was just that school. That was on purpose. That wasn't because it was broken. It's because they're like, no stalls, poop with everyone watching. Anyways, it didn't end there. There's more things that went on with the school that these students also point out. They continued on, watch.
Right here say, do not touch the poles or the outlets, right? Because we are at risk of electrical shock when we get anywhere near them.
As you walk through the schools now, you can like smell the mold, and it's kind of really nasty. So I tend to walk outside just so I can avoid the smell.
We got a whole ceiling tile that's falling off. You know, I can pretty much fit my whole hand up in there. The whole ceiling is peeling off. We got looks like water damage dripping down the wall there and making the paint flake off. This whole strip right here has a lot of damage, and everything's coming off of it as well. And if you pan around to this wall here, it's just the same thing over and over again, just paint flaking off everywhere and lots of water damage down this wall.
So while we have all these politicians, specifically this is Georgia again, complaining about kids and taking care of our kids in bathrooms, I wonder how much they're talking about issues like this. Probably not much, because really fast, yes. Let's go to the details because this is all messed up and it goes further. Because in Georgia, they did respond, the school district did respond. In the DeKalb County School Board, they said they're gonna consider a resolution to quote, modernize Druid Hills High School. And that's according to the meeting agenda. The school has been in operation since the 1920s and is among the oldest in Georgia, and that's according to historical accounts. The agenda for Monday's meeting includes no specifics, so it's unclear what the board will discuss or ultimately do. So at that meeting, the school board actually voted against significant changes to modernize the schools they were talking about. So on Tuesday, as the students rallied outside the district headquarters, the school board voted against those renovations instead of moving forward with a plan that would spread allocated dollars district-wide. Parents of these Druid Hills students said they're gonna continue to fight this latest action. So yes, the irony's dripping as well as the water in those bathrooms.
Yeah, nice segue, by the way. I mean, it's very sad to see, and this not only is horrible conditions for students to go to school in, it's very distracting to your education actually, but on top of that, it's a health risk, right? Like, I mean, even like the most obvious one being that they're at risk of being shocked by a power outlet if they touch it. You know, like you shouldn't be going to school if that's a risk for you, right? And especially this is, more of an issue when you have people on the right, like Madison Cawthorn, for example, who's going around saying that we need to just defund the Board of Education altogether, get rid of it, and everyone should just homeschool their kids instead, which is, I mean, among a lot of things, it's incredibly classist to assume that everybody can, first of all, stay home and teach their own kids, that they have the know-how to do that. But on top of that, it's like, it doesn't take into consideration all the kids who can't just be homeschooled, right? People rely on these public schools, they rely on them for their safety. And as of late, they haven't been getting that.
And they
and we
pay
pay
for them.
taxes for them.
They pay for them.
Yeah, thank you.
And they don't get what they want. And talking about parents' rights and what parents should get rights to in their children, apparently it doesn't matter when it comes to their safety and their health.